Sent from Disneyland, history in our hand. So much to say about yesterday and the decades we have spanned. Postcards from the park, this journey will embark. See what has changed and what remains on Sent from Disneyland. Sent from Disneyland.
Welcome to the Sent from Disneyland podcast.
Here age relives fond memories of the past.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. On this podcast, we'll take a journey into the past and explore Disneyland, Disneyland history, and more, with mementos, snapshots, souvenirs, and postcards sent from Disneyland, from 1955 to the present. Let's start by thanking my patrons from patreon.com. You can join in at any level to support the show and receive snail mail from my trips to Disneyland and from my desk, plus some sneak peeks and bonus content. Special thanks to Random Olive, the first patron to this podcast, and to the rest of the e-ticket patrons, Tania, Eric Daniels, Monica Seitz Vega, Bill Dreffel, Scott Cagle, Russ Romano, Michael and Christina Cross, Angela Reynolds, and Sheila Harry. C-ticket patrons Serious Inquiries Only, Debbie Weinstein, Jennifer Schneep, Grace Coate, Patty Wolin, Ben and Noel Bruning, and Greg Gorley. B-ticket patron Joshua Bell, and to the A-ticket patrons Elise Sharp, Zealot Infinity, Alexis Robles, Angel DeBlock, Daps Magic, and the Beyond the Railroad podcast. I am your host, your post-host Clocky, and today we have 2 postcards sent from Disneyland. The front of our first postcard has a Mark Twain riverboat at night, docked at the east side of the Rivers of America. In the background you can see Sleeping Beauty Castle and the Golden Horseshoe. On the back it reads, Mark Twain, a thrilling view of a nighttime ride on the Mark Twain paddle wheel steamboat as passengers enjoy a trip on the Rivers of America in Frontierland. It's postmarked February 4th, 1958, with a receipt to cancel, but the postage stamp has been removed. I assume they visit the park on Monday, February 3rd, 1958, when park hours were from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. The weather was a high of 65 and a low of 55, with 1.29 inches of precipitation. Park attendance that day was 1,475. It's addressed to Daryl Florence of Fort Bragg, California. It reads, February 4th, 1958. Dear Daryl, say hi to everyone for me. Best friend, Barry. As we continue to look at Disneyland anniversaries through the years, in 1985, Disneyland had a special giveaway for guests at the park. The prices offered range from popcorn and juice boxes to Disneyland tickets to an RCA color TV and a grand prize of a 1986 Pontiac Firebird. This was for Disneyland's 30th anniversary, so 1 in every 30 guests would win, and the most commonly won prize were Disneyland souvenir pins. I have a few in my collection, and doing some research found some interesting history on the variations of these pins. Each Disneyland guest attending the park in 1985 for the 30th anniversary received a printed ticket with a guest number on it reading, You're our 247,784,541st guest. This is an actual ticket number from a ticket from my collection. On the right-hand side of the ticket, in 2 pink boxes, would read, Sorry, no win, like the ticket I have, or there would be a number. That number would correspond to a prize. Looking at a cast member information card, 67 out of every 100 winners would get the number that would correspond with the souvenir pin. The 1 per day prizes were 1 in every 28,000 guests. The pins are easy to find now on eBay or at antique stores. Most of the pins were round with small extrusions and about the size of a quarter. And they have a bar pin and latch pin back. The fully coated enamel pins were created for each of the Disneylands and included a character. The Main Street pin has Mickey riding a penny farthing bicycle and tipping his straw boater hat with Main Street USA in gold, blue, and red respectively on a white background. The Adventureland pin has Goofy with a red pith helmet and a unique Adventureland logo including gold palm trees over the words Adventure and Land in curved white and yellow boxes with a green background. The Bear Country pin included a country bear holding a guitar as a stand-in for the letter A in Bear Country, then the word country written on a wood log with a yellow background. Fantasyland's pin has Mickey dressed as the Sorcerer's Apprentice with Fantasyland written in a whimsical purple script. There was a pin made for Disneyland with Mickey playing the marching band bass drum with a castle logo inside, and Disneyland written in a square box. This was one of the 2 non-circular pins. Add some flair to your mail by checking out stamps at Enfield Post. You can explore different stamp options on our Etsy site, grab some great deals by following EP Sunday Sales on Instagram, or create something special and have her design a stamp array for your invitation or celebration. You can head over to EnfieldPost.com and explore all the different vintage postage stamps you can use on your next card or letter. That's ENFIELDPOST on Instagram and EnfieldPost.com for your wedding and vintage postage needs. Enfield Post is the official postage stamp sponsor of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. The front of our next postcard has the Mark Twain, full of guests passing by the Cascade Peak waterfalls. On the back it reads, Mark Twain's steamboat passes Cascade Peak and its beautiful waterfalls, one of the newest additions to Frontierland, as it continues on a journey down the rivers of America. It's not postmarked or stamped. I assume they visited the park on Monday, July 21st, 1969, when park hours were from 8 a.m. to midnight. The weather was a high of 86 and a low of 64. It's addressed to Miss R. Torrey of San Francisco, California. It reads, 7/21/69. Hi, Ruby. I saw brother and family cousin tomorrow. Disneyland today. It's hot. Saw fireworks. We are having good time and thinking of you. See when we get back. NBCN studio tomorrow or Thursday. AM DJ. The final 3 pins had some variations and substitutions. The Frontierland pin, which featured Pete in a Western costume, was the other non-circular pin, instead having a sheriff's star shape and Frontierland written in a Western font. The first version of this pin was deemed too sharp and was replaced with a sheriff's star with rounded points. Similarly, the Tomorrowland pin with Donald Duck in a spacesuit floating under a red spaceship and Tomorrowland written in blue was remade to have the spaceship, which poked out from the circular pin, to have more of a rounded nose cone. The most dramatic change made to the 30th anniversary pins was for New Orleans Square. The only part of the pin that remained the same between the 2 pins was the font of the words New Orleans, centered in the circle, and Square written in a white curved box below. The original pin was purple with Brer Fox playing a saxophone. This changed to a light blue pin with Mickey in a boater hat playing the trumpet with musical notes coming out. These pins were available during the 1985 celebration into 1986 when a second gift giver ticket was made and the pins were still available as a prize option. My incoming postcard is sponsored by the Art Throwdown. Art Throwdown, or ATD, is a craft hour on Instagram starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 Pacific. Art Throwdown is a wonderful community of artists who love to share their craft, from creating sticker postcards and coloring techniques to intricate paper cutting and unique crafting. It's always a treat to watch a show and occasionally get some one-of-a-kind postcards from the group. Each host brings something a little different to each show. I'll list some of the regular hosts, or you can follow Russ Romano 2021 on Instagram. The front of my incoming postcard has the Admiral Joe Fowler steamboat passing by the Haunted Mansion on the rivers of America in Walt Disney World. On the back it reads, Cruising the rivers of America, the majestic Admiral Joe Fowler, an authentic steam-powered stern-wheeler, set sail from Liberty Square on a scenic cruise on the frontier rivers of America. It's not postmarked by the United States Postal Service, but does have a green Main Street USA Magic Kingdom rubber stamp, and was sent on July 29, 2025, with a Sun Solar Flare Forever postage stamp, Scott number 5600. It reads, We're having so much fun. Thanks for the gift cards. It's so hot here. Fan from Rylan and Landon. Thank you so much for the postcard, guys, especially the stick figure fanning himself. I knew the details of when this postcard was sent because it was sent by my cousin's kids on their recent trip to the park. I sent them with 2 gift cards and a handful of postcards to send from the Magic Kingdom mailbox. This postcard was pre-addressed to me. The gift cards were for the recently released Walt Disney World trash can mystery boxes, but they were sold out. If I have any listeners out there in Florida or traveling there soon, let me know. I know the boys were hoping to get some for their collection, and I was hoping to get any of their duplicates. Thanks for listening to Sent from Disneyland. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and tell your friends. It would also help to leave a 5-star rating and comment on whatever podcast platform you use. If you'd like to support the show financially, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sentfromdisneyland. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sent from Disneyland or my website, sentfromdisneyland.com. For questions and comments, send me a postcard addressed to Sent from Disneyland, P.O. Box 44, Hood, California, 95639. This podcast is not affiliated with Disney, the United States Postal Service, or any post office or Disney-related properties. Opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the host and guests of the Set from Disneyland podcast. This podcast is produced and edited by Clocky McDowell, website designed by Misty McDowell, theme song was written and performed by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. Take it away, Noah.